Destiny has had some pretty major character deaths since it arrived back in 2014, and another one may be on the horizon. Today we're going to discuss those we've lost in the past and why it may happen again in Witch Queen. This video will include some spoilers if you haven't played previous expansions like Forsaken, and also we're going to speculate on what may happen in the future. Theories for fun, of course. So there's a little warning if some of you haven't had a chance to play that content and don't want those older stories to be spoiled. As mentioned, we've lost many characters since being resurrected as a guardian in the Cosmodrome. Some were massive alien gods, others were those we hold closest in our hearts, those who would command us on missions. Now, we lose friendlies all the time, but luckily we have the power of the Traveler, the Light, and the Ghost to bring them back to life. But when that lifeline is gone though, when the Light is cut off and the Ghost are destroyed, so is the Guardian and we can't bring them back to life. So here's a list of some of the Guardian heroes who have fallen in the last several years.
Intel, Zava, and Ikora. The Vanguard is the best bet I ever lost.
I have seen the darkest of futures, and with this act, I will. No. No!
I speak for the Traveler. I never said it spoke to me.
The line between light and dark is so very thin. Do you know which side you're on?
Some of these deaths were super sad, yes, but were also meaningful in pushing the story to its limits and bringing some emotion to the forefront. Cayde was a big example of this. Think about this, if Cayde never died, Aldrin wouldn't feel like this much of a bad guy. Yes, he had the darkness-infused fallen army, but think about it if that was all Forsaken was, hunt down another bad guy who has new tools at his disposal. Throwing Cayde's death in there spices things up 100 times though. We loved Cayde and would mourn him from the city.
We should have been there. This is not your fault. This is on the head of Uldren Sov. But if he thinks what he's done is the end, it's not. It's the beginning.
We would want to hunt Aldrin down for revenge, and we did get revenge.
You won't have to. Uldren Sov is mine.
And even after Aldrin gets revived as Crow, Cayde's death still has a huge impact on who he was. So why do we think there may be another death on the way in Witch Queen or Lightfall? Perhaps it could happen even in a season like Lakshmi. Now there are a couple of reasons. One, it might be an ideal time for Bungie to pull this off again in terms of a massive character like Cayde. And two, the spoiler alert legendary sidearm. So in case you were unaware, the spoiler alert was added before Forsaken released and had this description: someone is going to die. Now when you think about it, this could have been considered a coincidence, but Cayde died in Forsaken a few months later.
How's your sister?
Fast forward to this season, and guess what's back? The spoiler alert. So is this just Bungie adding old weapons back into the loot pools, which could be entirely possible and they are messing with us, or is someone actually going to die again? Alright, so this is Future Evade butting in to let you know some confirmed information. I made this video about a week ago, but now a new article has come out that has confirmed that a character will die. So this article is from Games Radar, I'll link it down below if I don't forget, and here's the interesting lines at the end. Savathun's presence and actions will be more formative, but Bungie has plenty more in store as Destiny 2 builds towards the release of Lightfall and the final shape in 2023 and 2024, which will cap off the series' long-running Light and Darkness saga. For one, Nardine says we haven't seen the last of Cayde, the surprising Cabal ally introduced in Season of the Chosen. Mithrax and Saint 14 will likewise take center stage again. Callus, Destiny 2's first raid boss and Cayde's father, is also out there waiting, doing something. We're not really sure, but we're really excited to continue to do things with him. And Stevens reckons players haven't yet realized just how important Xivu Arath is and will be. To close things out, I asked about the newly reintroduced sidearm, spoiler alert. The flavor text on this gun reads, "Someone is going to die." The last time we saw this thing was in the Warmind DLC, which preceded Forsaken and the death of Cayde 6. It can't be a coincidence that it is back now, right? To which they respond, "It's not a coincidence," Stevens says. "That's all I'll say." So this is just the end of the article. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there if you'd like to go and read it, and I definitely recommend you do. So Bungie basically confirms some big things we've been talking about in previous videos. One, that Xivu Arath is most likely tied to the darkness. Callus is still alive and doing something out there, and someone is going to die with the spoiler alert. Let's next have some fun and speculate on who may die next, if anyone. My number one guess would have to be Osiris. Savathun tells us that the real Osiris is still alive and she'll return him if we help get rid of her worm. Now, is this really the truth? Are we going to believe the hive god of deception that she's kept Osiris alive this whole time? Osiris may already be dead.
Without her, Osiris, the real Osiris, may be lost forever. If he isn't already dead, we need to have hope. Otherwise, I don't know what Saint has left.
This needs to be done with as minimal risk to your people as possible.
I know you hope that this will lead you to Osiris. But you want my opinion? Osiris is already dead. Savathun is a creature of lies. She has no honor.
Your opinion is noted.
Next, it could be someone in a leadership role once again, like Cayde. Players would mourn characters like Lakshmi to some extent, maybe not her because she was kind of evil at the end there, but taking out the major leaders really hits hard. So could it either be Ikora or Zavala? The Vanguard has had some struggles with the people of the city over the House of Light joining them, and things may be resolved, but Ikora is making her way to wherever this image is in the trailer. So again, this is just speculating, but yeah, could Ikora possibly die in Witch Queen? She did just get a new voice actor, so I'm not sure if they would end her right after that, but you can never rule it out because Nathan Fillion, the original voice actor for Cayde, didn't voice him in Forsaken. It was actually Nolan North, the guy who voices the Ghost. Next, what about Crow? Imagine bringing back Aldrin as a new character in The Crow just to have him killed again and his ghost destroyed. Now, Crow appears that he can handle his own, as we've seen in certain cutscenes with Petra and things like that with the knife, but the swirling ideals of Savathun and Mara are dancing through his head. And I can totally see things getting twisted around, truths coming out, and one that can possibly kill him for sure. Now, of course, there's also other characters. You can leave your theories in the comments down below, or perhaps no one dies and this is just a weapon returning from a previous release. Either way, that's all we got for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the speculation. Leave your theories down below, and I thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see some other Destiny lore and mysteries, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, my name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.